You have the power to help someone you've never met and will never meet you. Throughout history, speakers have solved problems. Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, you know the list. They understood the power of speaking out against a problem and rallying people to their cause. It's a power that modern speakers like Brene Brown, Greta Thunberg, and Oprah Winfrey have tapped into as well. Now, this isn't some magical superpower that's only available to a few of us. We all have a speaking superpower. We all have the ability to use our voice to change someone's life. As we know from Spiderman, with great power comes great responsibility. All superheroes struggle with learning how to harness their power. They have to understand and develop that power in order to be able to use it effectively. The same is true for you. You have that burning desire to help others. You know that your voice could be a power for good, but you don't yet understand how to use it effectively. You haven't been able to tap into that energy and inspiration that marked those great speakers of history. You want to be a voice of the future, but don't have the signpost telling you how to get there. I used to feel just the same as you. And to be honest, there's plenty of times that I still do. Every superhero has an origin story where they realize their powers and their duty to serve others. For me, that came through my dad. My dad installed a love of storytelling in me. He was one of those people who could just walk into a bar and strike up a conversation with anyone. Dad had an amazing ability to capture people with the power of his voice. But he'll be the first to admit he didn't use that to his full potential. When I watched Dad die from cancer at age 22, it ignited a drive in me that I wasn't going to waste the power of my voice. I was going to learn how to use it to inspire others and honor my dad's legacy. When Dad died, I just left university. And after all that time in mainstream education, no one had taught me how to harness the power of my voice. So I just started publishing videos online to try and find out my own abilities. I met some great mentors along the way. They were my Professor Xaviers, who helped guide me and support me along this journey. Then I also found Toastmasters. This was like my Professor X's school, and it was in this supportive community that I found a space to test and hone my skills. For a decade now, I've been tapping into my speaking superpowers and impacting people's lives the way that I envisioned after Dad died. I've now worked with clients in 20 countries across the world to help them unlock their speaking superpowers. I've won multiple national public speaking competitions on topics that I consider important, ranging from racism to mental health to sexual violence to LGBT+ rights. I've also coached other superhero speakers on the Big Red Circle as a TEDx coach, helped them to appear on national television and inspire the next generation at Russell Group universities. There's one thing that makes you a superhero speaker. It's believing that you haven't helped enough people yet. Don't get me wrong, I'm really pleased with what I've been able to achieve with my speaking and coaching so far, but I don't feel like I've done enough. I still feel like my speaking can impact more people, and I'm always looking for new ways to do so. That's part of the reason why I made this course. What underlines everything in this course is finding your unique way of doing things. Sure, I'm going to teach you some frameworks and techniques that'll help you tap into your speaking superpowers, but you'll find your own unique twist of using them. As a superhero speaker, your power is unique, and this course is about helping you to stand out from the crowd. I mean, sure, I can teach you to be a rubbish version of me or any other speaker, but that's not where your greatest impact comes from. Your greatest impact comes from expressing your superhero powers in your own special way. Are you ready to learn how to do it?
The light bulb moment was when you mentioned that Martin Luther King, he got a C, like in his public speaking class. I'm like, okay, so there is hope for all of us. So yeah, it's really like, it really shows that actually you are not born like being, like a public speaking expert. So which is great. And what I really enjoy is that, okay, now we have like the method to feel more confident. So for me, I will, like, as we mentioned, like do my research, scripted, but rehearse with the video.
For me, in the course, it actually was today when the comment was made that how would you expect yourself to be good at something you never really tried before? And that's a key thing. It's, you know, we are all in a process of evolving and moving forward in how we present ourselves. That realization makes me feel more comfortable about the fact that it's okay to practice and practice and practice. And how it helps going forward is that just the realization is not always going to work out perfectly, but it's also helped me realize the fact that the feedback that I get is that people say, you've got a good message, so I just need to keep refining how I present it.
And on that first session, those 5-6 weeks ago, there was this light bulb moment about tell them a story, which is something I'd heard from lawyers, that when they used to go into court, it's not about the facts, it's not about this, it's about telling them a story. And the story is what will engage people and get a jury to believe you, etc., etc. Which I'd never thought of the work I did as telling people stories. But the more I thought about it over the following weeks, the more the examples I was giving of experiences I'd had were using a method like you would in an interview. This was the situation, this was the task. And it was by rote. It wasn't engaging. It wasn't floating their boat. And that sort of telling the story approach has really, really made a big difference, because I've started to turn the work I've done, the examples I had that I would give people in terms of my proposal, into stories. And I'm absolutely amazed how easy it is to find a story from my 20 years that links with the thing I'm trying to tell them. It's not so easy to refine that down to a few minutes. I'm still working on that. But it's already built my confidence that actually I just need to tweak how I pitch this. I don't need to go out and learn new skills. I just need to learn how to tell a story, which will, I think, raise my tone. I'll get the sort of engagement that I'm hoping to get. And it will build that connection with people. And I've tried it not with a pitch, but with a society I'm in, doing a bit of a speech at an event there, and it worked really well. So based on I can do it to people I don't know who don't pay me, I'm looking forward to the first pitch where they will actually hopefully be paying me.